Ever wonder if your everyday bank account could actually be making you money? Gone are the days when current accounts sat dormant, collecting dust, or maybe more accurately, negative interest rates. Today, some banks are getting a lot more competitive, offering features that make keeping your money there actually beneficial. Starling Bank is one such challenger bank that's been shaking things up. They've built a reputation for being innovative and customer-focused, but one feature that often grabs people's attention is their interest rate on current accounts. So, the question is it all hype, or can you really earn a decent return by keeping your cash with Starling? In this video, we're diving deep into Starling's current account interest rate. We'll break down the specifics, explore the limitations, and see if it stacks up against other options. Let's get started. The alluring 3.25% AER. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room, that headline-grabbing 3.25% AER, annual equivalent rate, that Starling boasts about. Now, compared to the measly interest rates you might be used to seeing on traditional current accounts, this definitely sounds impressive. But before you get too excited, there are a few things to unpack. First, it's important to understand that this 3.25% isn't a guaranteed forever kind of deal. It's a variable rate, which means Starling can adjust it up or down depending on market conditions. However, they have been quite competitive lately, keeping the rate at a steady 3.25% for a good period. The not-so-fine print, the £5,000 ceiling. Here's where things get a bit more nuanced. The 3.25% rate only applies to balances up to £5,000. So, if you have a hefty sum sitting in your Starling account, you'll only earn interest on the first £5,000. Anything above that won't get you any bonus. This might not be a deal breaker for everyone, especially considering most people keep their everyday spending money in their current accounts. But it's something to keep in mind if you were hoping to use Starling as a high-interest savings haven for larger amounts. Breaking it down, how much can you actually earn? Okay, so you understand the 3.25% rate applies up to £5,000. But what does that actually translate to in terms of cold, hard cash? Here's a quick calculation. With a balance of £5,000 and the current 3.25% rate, you'd earn roughly £13.13 in interest each month, before any tax implications. That might not seem like a ton, but over a year, that adds up to around £157.56. Not bad for just keeping your money in your everyday account. Interest in everything, almost. Another perk with Starling's interest rate is that it applies to most of your account balance, not just the main account section. This includes money you've stashed away in their Spaces feature, which are essentially virtual sub-accounts within your main Starling account. This allows you to easily organize your money for different purposes, like saving for a vacation or a down payment on a car. So, as long as the money sits in a space that isn't their fixed saver product, which has a separate interest rate, it contributes to your overall balance that earns the 3.25%. The competition, how does Starling compare? While Starling's 3.25% is definitely competitive, it's not the absolute best rate out there. Some other challenger banks might offer slightly higher rates, but often with even lower caps on the amount that qualifies for the interest. The key is to weigh the pros and cons. Starling might not have the absolute highest headline rate, but they offer a user-friendly app, excellent customer service, and a well-rounded current account experience. Plus, their £5,000 limit might be enough for most people's everyday banking needs. The final verdict, is Starling's interest rate right for you? So, should you rush out and open a Starling account just for the interest rate? Well, it depends on your priorities. If you're looking for the absolute highest interest rate possible, regardless of limitations or account features, there might be other options to consider. But if you value a good all-around current account experience with a competitive, yet realistic, interest rate on your everyday balance, then Starling could be a great choice.